Hi everybody, welcome back. I'm the Strategy Professor, and today we're going to be going over the patch notes for 11.24b. So as always, if you enjoy the content, please be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps out a ton on the channel. Come by, check out the stream. Starts around midnight Eastern Standard Time. Usually goes till about 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Very friendly, chill community. We'd love to have you. And then check out YouTube as well. I know I didn't get around to doing the tier list on the last patch, but I'm definitely going to do them on this patch. I might have the support tier list done by later tonight, and if not tonight, it'll be done by tomorrow, and then I'll do some other roles as well. Yeah, let's go ahead and get in here. So 11.24b is a smaller patch, not a ton going on here that should be too meta warping, but they are addressing a few of the champions that have been over the line, so it might make a couple of adjustments. So let's see what they've got. All right, Gwen base health going from 550 to 590. This is probably not going to matter at a lot of ELO brackets. I believe that she does have a pretty low win rate right now compared to a lot of other top laners. She's a really annoying champion in general. Just her design, particularly the thing where, you know, all projectiles like can't target her when she's in the circle. So I think a lot of people aren't like super sad that she's not meta right now. But anyways, I don't think this is going to make a huge difference, but it might. There might be some all-ins. I'm not an expert on Gwen, obviously, but there might be some all-ins where this could change the calculus a little bit early on. But I think a lot of it comes down to just her itemization is not that great right now. The kinds of items that she gets that sort of build up true damage mythic and like Nashor's Tooth and stuff like that. I think those are the kinds of items that she gets, and I just don't think those are really that great right now overall, like the Diana-esque sort of items. So I mean, I guess Diana might even go for something like Proto Belt, but anyway, I don't think it's going to matter overall for the meta. So it's nice. It could matter for some all-ins, like I said, but I think overall it's probably not going to make her that great in the meta. Okay, Olaf, his passive attack speed is going from 75% to 100%. I don't remember. Let me just see. That's not when he gets low, I don't think. That's his, where he starts attacking faster. I think that's his W. Let's see. Oh, no, it is. Okay, so it's based on his missing health. Okay, well, I mean, that's going to give him much faster clear in the jungle. Or not much faster might be a strong word, but notably faster clear in the jungle, which could be alright. I think he still does go for like a Sterix kind of build. Ghost was buffed a while ago. I don't know if he would go Predator or anything. I think he still wants to go Conquer. Predator's only good for like that first hit to get close to them, but if you keep hitting your axes, if you can get on top of them, maybe that's worth it. Let me just see really quick. We've got some technology here. We might as well use it. I just don't think it's gonna matter. Yeah, he's still at a 48%, and this is on this patch. I think this is 24B or whatever. Is mixed in there. I don't know if it's blending all of them, but yeah, he just kind of goes for a Gore Drinker Sterix, and he still does want Conquer, sort of like I suspected. How does Predator do with him? Yeah, it's horrible. So, okay, so yeah, it doesn't matter. Just, you know, he can fight a little bit more in the early game. Kaiser, her passive on hit damage is going up marginally. It has better scaling with AP, but I feel like the AP build is really troll right now. Poke damage in general is just not particularly strong in a lot of circumstances, just because there's so much life gain. Like, so many enchanters are everywhere. I can't even remember the last time I played against an all-in champ. I guess we played against one Thresh last night, but it just feels like there's so many enchanters everywhere in the meta, and then there's shield bows and gore drinkers and just healing everywhere. So I just feel like just the champs that are pure poke, it's kind of rough. And that's what they're buffing. They're buffing her W, which is her poke. And then they're giving her passive a better AP ratio. So you know, those are buffing kind of the ARAM, AP Kai'Sa, but I don't think it's that good in solo queue. Just anecdotally, there was one girl, I guess this was probably about a month ago, who played Kai'Sa in one of my games, and I think she went like 1-10, and then I had the same person literally in the next game play Kai'Sa and went like 10-1 when she went AD. Now, it was different comps. We were getting stomped in the first game and not stomped in the second one, so it wasn't just that build, but she just felt so much more useful. I don't know. This is relevant. The Q damage ratio going from 40% to 50%. That is actually pretty helpful. But I don't know what it is with Kai'Sa. I think just her build just doesn't synergize super well. I thought I was petting my cat's like side here, but I was like sticking my finger in her ear. I was like, what is that texture? But anyways, I just feel like her build, they've lowered the AD on the mythics. Like her first items in the past used to give like 70 or 80 AD. I don't remember how much it was, but she has certain thresholds that she needs in order to get to, you know, her Q evolved after like one item and change. And I just think that she can't do that comfortably with the way the items work right now. Again, I'm not like a Kai'Sa master, but I think that's a big part of it, is that I think she used to go what like so it was something plus Ginsu's, and then Ginsu's had a pickaxe component to it. I know it wasn't infinite. It was Stormrazor Ginsu or something like that back in the day. And that was when Stormrazor, I think, was cheaper. I can't remember. It was a really long time ago when Kai'Sa was like in the meta, and I think it was because she could go her first item and then pickaxe. Maybe it was Muramana pickaxe or Muramana Ginsu, so you get the pickaxe. Went back when Muramana was 2,400 gold. It was something like that. But either way, I just think that her items right now are not that great. So I don't think she's going to be stellar. If you want like a high sustained damage champ, I'd probably rather just play Vayne. Vayne is getting nerfed a little bit on this patch, but I don't know. It's not that you can't win with Kai'Sa, I don't think. What is her win rate? But I just feel like there are probably just going to be better options. She's very short range. She just doesn't get a lot of the meta items. And like I said, her build pass just seems really sus. Yeah, she's not in a great spot. Okay, Varus, passive. Attack speed duration is going up. Up to 11 seconds. That's a really long time. So that's where he gets extra attack speed when he kills something. So that can be a minion, and he gets a lower amount of bonus attack speed, or if it's a champion, then he gets a really high amount of attack speed. Okay, so that's alright. His W on hit damage is going up marginally with a better AP ratio. Again, I just don't think that build path with like the on hit Varus is that great right now. Although like Muramana is having some pretty good results on a lot of champions, so maybe someone could go for a, you know, Muramana Ginsu type of build. W stack damage is going up a little bit. Okay, again, it's scaling with AP, but I just feel like AP's not the way to go. They're trying to encourage more like hybrid build champs, but I think it's just baiting people. Yeah, Varus has a really low win rate as well, and his best build is still going to be just a shield bow, ragtag, wits ends, you know, just try to make it work type of build. Yeah, Muramana start is just atrocious, 46%. Even second item is pretty low. Wits End's way better, which is kind of still an on-hit build, but I don't know. He's not in a very good spot. The AP stuff, like the Nashor's Tooth, is just absolutely abysmal. Okay, so cute, but probably doesn't matter. Pike, ally regen, I'm not sure what that means, 35% to 40%. And his Q is doing quite a bit more damage, doing 15 more damage. That's pretty big. I mean, 100 damage at level 1 is a lot for a Q. And they've buffed some of the items that, you know, someone like Pike could get over time. I know Umbral was buffed fairly recently. Ghostblade was buffed. Then they added that new lethality item that resets cooldowns faster. I mean, is Pike really that bad? I feel like I don't see him a lot, and that he's probably not amazing, but I don't know. I guess he still has a 49% win rate even after the changes. I don't remember what is like his passive. You heal yourself when you go out of vision when no one sees you. So I'm not sure. Maybe what that means is you heal for that amount. You heal for 40% of the damage you were dealt. Basically your gray health rather than the 35%. That's probably what it means. It's just the wording on it's really weird. Okay, champion nerfs. Mundo is getting less HP regen passively. That's probably a good thing. He is a little bit overwhelming in lane. I have seen him. He does have a high win rate right now. And his Q, the cleaver damage is going down. So I guess people are doing cleaver max. It's alright. There are other champs that are tanky that are also pretty good in top lane right now. I think like Tom Kench is pretty good. Maokai's probably pretty good. It's just like tanky champions in general are kind of making a comeback in top lane is the vibe that I'm getting. There are still some of the fighters are good. But, yeah, I mean, Mundo still, even after the nerfs, or I guess including it, I think this includes the micro patch, 54%, Kench is 53, and then you got Shen's 53, Garen's 53. So there's a lot of these tankier, like, bruiser type of champs are really coming up a bit more, especially after the recent nerfs to Camille and a few of those other top lane champs. Okay, Kassadin. This champ is super toxic, so I'm really surprised, like, that they don't hit him harder than this. Kassadin and Victor need to be hit pretty hard. They're both, like, extremely powerful right now. Kassadin, passive magic damage reduction from 15% to 10%. That is pretty significant. But the thing is, he's still winning even his AD matchups where he has no resistances whatsoever because he can get Frozen Heart. Like, he can legit rush, like, tier Frozen Heart and still do enough damage to kill people. Like, that's how OP this is. There should be no universe where he builds Frozen Heart and still has enough damage to actually kill people. But for some reason, right now, he does. So, I just think his base damages are too high. So, they are nerfing his W base damage from 170 down to 150. So maybe that matters. That's only a one-time hit though, right? I don't remember the cooldown on it. Yeah, Kassadin has almost a 54% win rate. I think he's just must pick, must ban right now. It's because he can get all these just ridiculous items. He can either get Frozen Heart or Crown of the Shattered Queen or both of them, and you just can't kill him. And then his R just does like a billion damage late game. First Strike seems kind of silly, but I mean, I guess I don't know what else he's supposed to get other than like Fleet Footwork. But yeah, his W. Oh, okay. So it just naturally does additional damage per auto attack. But then he has an empowered one, 7-second cooldown. Only costs 1 mana. They made it cost. It used to be free, but they made it cost 1 mana, so it charges your tier. Kassadin charges his blade, his next attack to deal a pretty good chunk of bonus damage and restore such and such amount. So pretty much like it, and it has a 0.8 ratio. That's the problem. A 0.8 on something like that, it just feels way too high. So it's still 190 base, basically, with a 0.9 ratio. Okay. So yeah, they nerfed that from 170 to 150. I don't know. I still feel like he's going to be super strong. I would like to see them add on 1 second to his ult, or like reduce the damage to some extent. Like each extra stack only gives 50% bonus damage or something like that. I don't know. But they need to do something about him. Or like just make it where you can punish him more in the early game, but it's so hard to do that right now. Like they could hit his base regen. I guess they are doing that with the passive magic reduction, but again, a lot of people play AD into him anyways because that's thought to be the best way to counter him historically is to play like a Zed or a Talon or something like that into him, but that stuff's just not working right now either. Because he can get Frozen Heart, so I don't know. But okay, at least they're doing something about him. Alright, Lux, Q cooldown is 11 at all ranks. I mean, that's probably fine. Usually she maxes that second, I believe. So it's not going to matter for the majority of the game. Later on, it's like when she's level 13, okay, she's got to wait 2 extra seconds to fish for a Q. So it's a very minor nerf, in my opinion. And then the Q base damage is going down, losing 20. That one's a bit more significant. But again, I don't think that's your poke spell in the early game. And it doesn't even affect the early game. It just affects later in the game. So her all-in is going to be a little bit weaker later in the game. And she's not going to be able to fish for those, things much longer. They aren't nerfing any of the damage or the cooldown on her ult. I guess they just still want her to have the ult. But I am seeing Lux a lot, and she does seem to be, pretty successful. I don't think she's, super OP, but I think she's pretty good. So, I guess this is fine. To be honest, there aren't that many things that are turbo OP right now. I think that, like I said, Kassadin and Victor are a little over the line. Kassadin's way over the line. Victor's a little over the line. And then I think Vayne's a little over the line. Okay. Vayne, bonus attack damage is getting reverted. They gave her 10 extra bonus attack damage a few patches ago, so they're just taking that back. And that's probably fine. The big thing with her is that she can get shield bow early and have sustain to get her through the lane most of the time. And then she's just really, really hard to blow up once she gets shield bow plus wits end second. Because she's going to have the shield, she's going to have the lifesteal, she's going to have the magic resist, and she's going to be able to go invisible and reposition and, knock people back with her condemn. She's just a nightmare for people to deal with, especially melee champions. However, she is getting a little bit sort of matched in power if the enemy team has either a Kassadin or a Victor. The Victor, because he's ranged, it's really hard for her to interact with him, and he just does so much burst damage and pretty good sustain damage. And then Kassadin, just because once he's 16, the game's over. So, anyway, so I guess that's fine. Talon Jungle, I guess they really don't like Talon in the jungle. I think he's an interesting jungler. He is somewhat annoying to go against, but he doesn't feel that overwhelming to me. He's alright. But they are nerfing how fast he clears the monsters. Oh, excuse me. I mean, was his win rate that far out of line? I feel like Nunu is the big problem. I mean, I like playing Nunu if I'm in the jungle, but if you're thinking about champions that are OP right now, win rate wise, I mean, Vi and Nunu are up there. I think it's just challengers complaining about Talon. That's one of their favorite pastimes. The 3 guys that play Talon in the challenger. Everyone just always complains about him. He's got a 51% win rate. I mean, I know it's not all about win rates, but there's so many other notable much higher win rate champions, even in challenger. I mean, now challenger is not it's not great just to look at challenger because, as you can see, there's almost no data on it because nobody plays any games hardly. But yeah, I mean, he's only got a 51% win rate in challenger. And, the big stuff that seems to be winning a lot more games that's getting played quite a bit is Viego, Hecarim, Graves. I mean, even Zed in the jungle. That's not as much of a large sample size. But Lee Sin's on par with him. So, I don't know. It just doesn't make a ton of sense to me. Even if the delta on him is pretty high, so one tricks do a lot better than your average Joe or average Jane on him, but I don't know. I don't like them nerfing him. I thought he was kind of unique, kind of interesting, especially that he could flex mid and jungle. Maybe that's what they don't like about it, but... Okay, Glacial Augment is getting a better heal and shield ratio. Seems kind of weird. Not a lot of champs that get healing and shielding are going to go Glacial. There are some. I know some people are trying out Janna with it. I still think you probably want Aerie or Guardian. I don't know. Sure, it's fine. It's going to be really niche. I think, like I said, most of those types of champs are going to want Aerie or Guardian, but... Okay, and then First Strike is getting nerfed, going from 10% to 9%, whatever, that's fine. I don't think that champ, or that is making a huge difference on most champs outside of maybe Kha'Zix. There's a handful of champions. Ezreal likes to get it. but neither one of these champions is just like completely dominating the meta. So it's kind of a weird nerf, but sure, that's fine. And I guess that's it. Excuse me. But okay, well, that's going to be it for this video. So what does it mean for the meta overall? Probably not that much. Hopefully it taps Kassadin back a little bit. I still think he'll be really strong. Lux will probably still be good. Vayne will be good. Vayne might fall off a little bit more than some of the other ones. We'll see. Just because the mages are, you know, really coming up. What's Vayne's win rate looking like? Because I know she was at like 54. Okay, yeah, never mind. She's at like 55%. So she's still like hard dominating ADC. And it's just that combination. It's just the shield bow, wits end. Just, she does so much damage and she's so hard to kill. And the tanks are becoming popular again. Like I said in the top lane, the reemergence of tanks in the top lane. And even in the jungle, you know, Warwick, Nunu, Vi, Trundle, you know, all those types of champs, Vayne's probably going to do pretty well into them just because they're either tanks or they're at least, you know, bruisery, tanky, you know, type of melee champs. And she's going to do really well in that type of environment. But anyways, that's going to be it. Thank you very much. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Be sure to like and subscribe if you did. Come by, check out the stream. Starts around midnight Eastern Standard Time every night. And I'll see you then. Have a good day.